Sungguh. Sorry tau tadi ni saya suruh kemas. Dah kemas dah, kita sambung.
By a king with an ego bigger than his kingdom. The king orders the giant to fill up a pond just so he can admire his reflection in the fountain. When the giant starts planting trees, the king tells his soldiers to chop them all down. The giant, being the nice guy he is, tries to stop them, but the king doubles down and has his men attack the poor guy with arrows. Fed up with the royal drama, the giant packs his bags and leaves the kingdom. Fast forward a bit, and karma comes knocking. With no trees, drought takes over, and the people start fleeing the kingdom like it's a sinking ship. The king, now panicking, tries to stop them, but no one cares. Then, in a plot twist, the king finds the giant's mark and decides to track him down. After years of searching, he finds the giant happily planting trees somewhere else, minding his own business. The king pulls out his crown and spills the tea about how bad things have gotten. Feeling sorry for the kingdom, the giant returns with the king. Seeing the mess, they both start planting trees to fix the disaster. So, was the giant a hero, or just too nice for his own good? This giant is the ultimate handyman. He helps everyone and gets done in seconds what would take regular folks months. But then, this super chill vibe gets ruined by a king with an
When this dad fell asleep in his car, his family decided to pull a prank on him. However, they had to be extremely careful not to wake him. So at first, his wife perfectly stuck the image of a big truck speeding towards him, just 25 centimeters from his face. And to make it even more realistic, they showed incredible creativity by placing lights behind the truck's headlights. But that's not all. They even planned to play horn sound effects on their phone and use the car's speakers to amplify them. And for the final touch, they just had to scream and enjoy his reaction. But despite all that, they only received 2 likes. When this dad fell asleep in his car, his family decided to
This guy was folding his girlfriend's clothes when he saw something really odd. At first, he thought it was just a regular top, but when he looked more closely, he realized there was nowhere to put your head. It had space for both your arms, but he'd never seen anything like this before. He even tried different ways to wear it, but nothing seemed to work. He was about to throw it in the trash, but that's when his girlfriend told him what it was really for. And you would never guess how you're supposed to wear it. Just watch. But wait, quick, which would you save from the train? Press subscribe to save the penguin, comment a heart to save the hamster, or do everything and press the like button to save them both. And in the end, after hundreds of attempts, the man figured it out and realized it was called a shrug vest. This guy was folding his girlfriend's clothes when he saw something really odd.
Only hackers can type this. Only hackers can.
When a tiny frog hops into a giant tarantula's burrow, it seems like it's walking right into a trap. But the spider checks the frog with its legs, and if the frog has the right chemical signals, it's safe. The frog helps by munching on ants that could attack the spider's eggs. In return, the tarantula becomes the frog's bodyguard, scaring off bigger predators. It makes the frog seem like a pet, but they're really just tolerant roommates. When a tiny frog hops into a giant...
This guy had the luckiest day of his life, and it all started when he found a coin dropped by a customer and decided to use it in a prize machine filled with super expensive rewards. Instead of going for the iPhones, he got curious and aimed for the Spider-Man toy with a key around its neck. After several tries, something shocking happened. I'll show you, but first please like and subscribe if you want 7 days of good luck. If you don't like and subscribe, you miss out those lucky days. Do everything and share to double your lucky days. After a few attempts, he finally made the Spider-Man toy fall, tried the key on the machine, and incredibly, it worked, changing his life. This guy had the luckiest day of his life, and
Why is this firefighter setting fire instead of putting it out? Sounds crazy, right? But it's actually a smart firefighting technique. When a fire gets too big to control, firefighters sometimes set controlled fires around the area. Take a forest fire, for example. Water hoses won't do much against huge flames. But if firefighters burn the trees and grass on the edges, by the time the fire reaches them, there's nothing left to burn, stopping the fire from spreading. And when things get really tricky, they use helicopters to drop water. But since helicopters can only carry 3 tons of water at a time, they're not super effective on their own.
When Da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa, one of his students was making an exact copy right beside him in the studio, and this second copy was better preserved than the original, and it showed details that are not visible in the Mona Lisa anymore, like her eyebrows have disappeared in the original painting, while it's clearly visible in its first copy. When Da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa, one of his students was If you learn this simple trick, you'll be able to draw a perfect round circle like a pro. So how do you do it? But before I show you, if you have a head, like and subscribe. So you've probably seen viral videos of people making perfect round circles. It's very impressive to do, and girls find it attractive. They only take a minute to make. But how can you do it? First, take a deep breath and stand next to the board. Then roll your hand without shaking. If you learn this simple trick, you'll be able to draw a perfect round circle like a pro. So
this is a floor that is said to be impassable. No matter which direction you go, no matter how fast you walk, you will not leave this area. This is the walking floor invented for the VR field. It is made up of thousands of independent platforms. Each platform is composed of a center axis and 4 circumferential wheels, and is equipped with independent sensors and motors. This is a floor that is said to be impassable. No matter which direction you go, no matter how fast you walk, you will not leave this area. This is the walking floor invented for the VR field. It is made up of thousands of independent platforms. Each platform is composed of a center axis and...
So this guy finally found the secret trick all professional bowlers use.
I understand it now.
So this guy finally found the secret trick all professional bowlers use.
The top of my head is actually fake in this video because what I did is I took some tape and I put it on top of this helmet. That way I could still wear a helmet but green screen the helmet out, and that way I could still look cool but be safe. The top of my head is actually fake in this video because what I did is I took some tape and I put it on top of this helmet. That way I could still wear a helmet but green screen the helmet out, and that way I could still look cool but be safe. The top of my head is actually fake in this video because what I did is I took some tape and I put it on top of this helmet. That way I could still wear a helmet but green screen the helmet out, and that way I could still look cool but be safe. The top of my head is actually fake in this video because what I did is I took some tape and I put it on top of this helmet. That
lot faster than an average human being.
This dog had the choice between the perfect waffle and the burnt one, but strangely he chose the burnt one. But to everyone's surprise, he started bringing it over to his pig friend and handed it to him to eat instead, and ate the good waffle for himself. But he didn't know that it was the pig's birthday and felt so bad.